Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jackie, and I'm so super excited that you're joining me today for the Selfish Life program presentation. Today, what I'm going to do is walk you through what is the Selfish Life program, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about nutrition, as well as just what do you get out of the Selfish Life program, really focusing on the initial signups. So, your free consultation, we're going to be talking about your own individual needs. You get a nutrition guide, and we talk about portion sizes. But before we get into that, let me tell you a little bit about the Selfish Life. We are an overall health and wellness program that was designed by myself, and I'm Coach Jackie, a certified personal trainer, nutrition, and lifestyle coach. And I am joined with my partner, Dr. Toby Zirkle. He is an MD in family medicine, and he specializes in diabetes. And so, as your coach, it is our role to collaborate with our clients to co create their programs based on their own individual, unique desires that they want to achieve. We believe through positive mindset, building on strengths and consistency, that anything is possible. So, we want to go on this journey with you. But before we get started, all right, I want you to understand our why. There's a lot of businesses out there, and it's really, really important to understand their backstory and why they want to provide these services or to get into this industry. So, for us, we really care about your health. As an MD, Toby takes care of patients every single day, and it's very hard for him to really give preventative medicine, although that he provides the education. And both him and I have a joint effort, interest, and desire in order to be preventative, to educate people, and to help them change habit and behavior so they can live their best lives. So we really care about your health and the health of our community. We strive to provide a space where clients can reconnect with themselves, hence selfish, that taking care of self will ultimately positively impact others. Specifically, we walk through with our clients to set up realistic um, goal setting methods. We develop a plan of action. We walk you through that plan of action and make sure that you have a successful implementation. The areas of focus include lifestyle changes for better well being and developing healthy habits, exercise and weight management, time management, personal organization, healthy emotional and mental health, and then also dietary choices. So we really focus on nutrition and stress management as well. And so the benefits of our program is one, we want to help you develop your why. And that's very important because what we've learned through our years of being in this industry is that motivation and willpower only sticks along with us every so often. They're like a long distance cousin, right? But understanding your why do you want to change? Is it that you want to improve your health so you're able to run around with your grandchildren? Is it your why because you want to lead a healthy lifestyle, but didn't just have the education or those habits throughout your life and you really want to gain those? Is it that you do need to lose weight or you have disease right now and the doctor is telling you, hey, you have to improve upon your health? There's various reasons. Other reasons is just that you want to improve your performance. All right. But understanding your why is the most important. And that will help us with the goal setting process. From there, we help you develop a plan of action. All right. Individual steps, and we're with you every step of the way, making sure that those steps make sense and that they have a time attached to it, and that we know whether we're progressing or not. We also help you have a successful implementation of the plan. We help you overcome barriers. We understand relapse happens to the best of us, but how do we get you back up and going as soon as possible? But lastly, too, how your action, how your behaviors impact others. And that is why we call our company The Selfish Life, is because we know ourselves, what we do impacts others. And what we hope to do is to shine our light and have you shine our light so we can be that force for everyone else and improve upon their health as well. So, what we offer, first off, when you're joining the Selfish Life, you can join us through our website, our social media, and we'll take a look at our website in just a moment. But really, regardless of what you would like to do, we would like to have an initial consultation with you. We really need to understand, hey, what are your goals? What are your challenges? Tell me about your story. From there, you'll have immediate access to ProCoach. ProCoach starts off with a questionnaire where you'll fill out some really in-depth information, such as your weight, your measurements, but also, what are your habits? What are your behaviors? Or how much sleep are you getting? How much fluids do you take in? How do you feel about making any changes in your life? So that questionnaire really takes 20 minutes, but it's very detailed because that will help us understand what you're trying to achieve. Then also you walk away with a nutrition guide, and I'm going to be showing you that here later today. And then as you continue with our services, we provide one-on-one weekly coaching sessions. But not only do you have those 45-minute coaching sessions once a week, I also check in with you throughout the week with ProCoach just to make sure that we're on the right track. All right. Through coaching, we help you improve upon those habits and really teach you to develop the skills needed in order to sustain the change. We also work with you on building your own owner's manual. And you're probably like, what is an owner's manual? Well, that's just it. We didn't come with an owner's manual, right? And so many times we forget to write down what really worked for us, what didn't work for us, what are we trying, and kind of like a diary to understand how we work, and then pick those things, those habits and behaviors that are going to push us towards who we want to be, towards those goals. And those are what we call the owner's manual, and you have that available to you electronically. And we talk about it through your coaching session. We also work with you on building nutrition strategies, so providing you with healthy recipes, behavior change practices. So, some of those are one of the most effective behavior changes is to actually eat mindfully. And I know you're like, hey, that is so simple, right? I just have to be mindful, I have to be focused. But I want you to think through all of your meals that you eat throughout the day, if that's 3 meals or 2 meals or 5 meals a day, are you really focused on that meal? Are you thinking about what you're actually consuming? Did you plan for that meal? Are you understanding that that food is to provide you with energy? And are you eating slowly and mindfully so you can understand whether if you are full or if you're still hungry? That kind of changed the game a little bit, right? So we talk about those practices, right? And then we also have virtual events. So just continuing education and support to make sure that you reach your goal. And then we also talk about movement, which is huge, right? Movement helps us with our stress management. And just not only does it help us with our body in changing that, but stress management, it helps us with our sleep. It helps us just better focus and how we feel overall. So we actually help you get into an exercise program that's going to work best for you because all of us like different types of exercises, right? For me, I love bar and I love dance fitness, and sometimes I hit the weight room too, but that's not my first go-to. However, other people like to run. They might like to swim. They might like to participate in playing soccer or football. All right. So we try to help you identify what's going to work for you, and get you on a schedule and doing those activities that are going to cause pleasure, but also give you the physical activity parameters that we need. We have on-demand videos as well. So I actually work out, so does Toby, and we do record some of our videos. So you can take it with you anywhere. You could do it in your living room or in your hotel room, and just get a great workout on. And then I offer live classes as well. So, today, let's just dive into a little bit about nutrition. Okay. So, I'm not going to talk so much about movement and everything. That's very unique to the individual as to what they want to do. But in nutrition, at least I can talk generally what that is. And I just want to let you know, like, I love to start with a baseline to make sure that we have a common definition. So, I know that we have some smarties in the room, which I love. But I'm going to take this down to the simplest form of what nutrition is. So here's my definition. You ready? The taking in and use of food and other nourishing material by the body. And when I say other, material, we're talking about sometimes we need a calcium pill, right? Or we need an iron pill. So those are other materials that we do consume in order to support our body, right? And nutrition is a three-part process. Okay. So we know this: first, food or drink is consumed, hopefully by the mouth. And I know some of us have some other medical needs, and that is not always consumed by the mouth, but in general, it is. Second, the body breaks down the food or drink into nutrients. And then third, the nutrients travel through the bloodstream to different parts of the body where they are used as fuel and for many other purposes, like rebuilding our cells or rebuilding our body, right? And so, to give the body proper nutrition, a person has to eat and drink enough of the foods that contain key nutrients. Yeah. Yeah. Did you get that last part? I'm going to repeat it. I know, but I just want this to hit home. Our job is to give the body proper nutrition, and that the person has to eat and drink enough of the foods that contain key nutrients. And you might be asking me, okay, Jackie, what are the key nutrients? And I know that you know this, but in the simplest terms, well, there's really three that we focus on: carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. All right. And so let's talk a little bit about them. All right. Carbohydrates. Hey, this is our breads that we eat, our fruits, our vegetables, our beans. Many of the food sources that we eat in the American diet are carb based. Okay. But we want to make sure that we're eating the right carbs, right? So we're going to focus on whole, minimally processed sources of carbohydrates that packs a lot of nutrition and fiber, which includes a mix of starches and colorful fruits all throughout the rainbow. We're going to hit home in this just a little bit. I know right now that this definition doesn't speak to all of the carbohydrates, but we're going to get into, and I'm going to show you what the guide is going to give to you that you get for free as part of your consultation. Next are our proteins. And so we got our eggs, our fish, our meat, some beans, soy, right? So a lot of sources of proteins that are available. So we want to prioritize fresh, lean, minimally processed sources of proteins. And then there's a little bit of reduction on red meat that we talk about in our particular program. However, I'm going to get into the amounts here shortly. And then fats. When I say fats, are you thinking about what are you thinking about, right? Write it down really fast. Fats. Well, it might be a little bit different, at least from when I speak to my clients and the experience that I receive from them. They're like, oh my gosh, I don't eat fats. And I'm like, you should be eating fats and eating fats regularly, but we need to redefine what fats are. So we want to aim for a mix of whole food fats like nuts and seeds, blended whole foods like nut butters, and we want to eat pressed oils such as olive oils and avocados. Okay. Um, so we're going to get into the fats in just a little bit, but that's what I'm talking about with fats. And altogether, what we really want to do is eat a balanced meal. All right. And in order to do that, if you remember, I was talking about being mindful. With being mindful, it takes planning. Also, when we're trying to improve our diet or trying for weight loss or performance and stuff, we got to look at our portion sizes, right? Or portion control. Also, we want to eat a variety of foods. I know in my younger days, I used to eat the same things over and over and over again, but different foods are going to give you different nutrients for your body. So it's so important to have a variety of foods and expand your meal rotations and add in different recipes every single week if we can, or at least once a month, because we want a whole lot of variety. And then we want to eat more whole, minimally processed foods. Now, I said that already 4 times, right? And what we want to do is keep the food to the most natural source that we can. All right. So, when we're looking at portion sizes, you've probably seen this before, where we have the plate method, right? And so if we were looking at this, we would want our proteins, our starches, our fats, our veggies, fruits, and then we have a beverage, right? And looking at the plate method is really good, but we don't really separate our food out like this, right? I remember when we were in elementary school and you would go to have lunch and they had those trays where they had them all separated out. And that was probably the last time I used those trays, right? Normally when I'm putting food, mixing the food or placing something on top, or something's coming together. And so looking at the plate method, it could be rather hard to plate your food and then mix it appropriately. So we've got a better method for you. We have the hand method. Okay. And I know for some of you that have been, dieting or really looking after your food, you're looking at your macros and, you're weighing things out and everything. I'm going to tell you the hand method is so easy to use. All right. Let's talk about the benefits of the hand method. Okay. One, our hands are portable. You can't leave home without it, right? So if you're at a party or an event or at work or anything like that, right, you can use your hands in order to make sure that you have the proper portion size. Also, your hands are unique to you, so they are consistent size. And so it's always going to provide you with a consistent reference point as well. And then I just talked about this. Your hands are unique to you. And so hand skill with the individual. All right. So if you are a bigger person, right, you're going to need more food, right? Because food or nutrition is an energy source. And so if you are a bigger person, you're going to need more energy. And so therefore a bigger person tends to have a bigger hand, right? But if you are a little bit smaller, right, you have a smaller hand and you're going to need a little bit less food, right? And the great thing is that that hand could be that scale. So it is, again, unique to you. And then hand size portions can help you track food choices, nutrients, and energy simply and easy, right? We don't have to carry around a scale or measuring cups or try to play around with putting all the information into an app. No, generally we know where we're at and how we're feeling, and we can judge the amount of food that we need and whether if it's working for us or not through the hand method. So let's talk about how we use this hand method. All right, first and foremost, protein. All right. So when we think about protein, our lean meats, tofu, all of those things, we want to talk about the palm of our hand. All right. And so we can properly measure that really quickly. So say for instance that for each meal, I need 2 servings of protein. I could just look at that I got a palm and another palm on my plate, and I'm good to go, right? For our veggies, we want to make a fist. All right. So these are our veggie sizes, which I love. The most common thing that I get is, Jackie, I'm going to eat a big salad. And I said, well, why do you need to eat a big salad? Because salads are healthy for you. Well, yes, I won't argue with that. However, you don't need that much lettuce. This is our veggies right here. All right. Our carbs are 1 cupped hand. All right. So cup your hand like this. This is how much carbs you need. And then our fats. You remember what I said fats were? Nuts, seeds, olive oil, nut butters. You need a thumb. That's all you need. I see sometimes people putting a lot of olive oil on, or, the nuts, like they'll throw a lot of nuts on there and stuff. I want to tell you that those fats, they pack a lot of nutrients in there and they make you full. So a little goes a long way. So you only need a thumb. That's it. All right. So let's talk about this. Then you're like, okay, Jackie, so do I take one of each of these, or what would that look like? I'm glad you asked. All right. So generally, all right. So say for instance, you were not a coaching client, you just came to one of my events. I would say for each meal, you want to begin by eating 1 to 2 palm sizes of protein dense foods, 1 to 2 fist sizes of veggies, right? 1 to 2 cupped handfuls of carb dense foods, and then maybe 1 to 2 thumbs of fat dense foods. That's pretty much it. I mean, that's as simple as I can get. And then if you are eating slowly and mindfully, you can pretty much judge whether if you are satisfied, in which we don't need to ever be full. For our bodies, there are a delay between the time we eat and, us actually feeling that signal of, hey, we're all right. We want to get about 80%, not 100%. And we all know where that's been, right? Like on Thanksgiving, where you're just over full and you have to unbutton your pants and you're uncomfortable and you want to just lay on the couch for the rest of the day. We never want to get to that area, right? You're making your stomach work overtime. It doesn't like it. And as we go along, and if you sign up for coaching, you will hear that. Pretty much you want to get to 80% where you're no longer hungry. You feel like you could probably take in a little bit more food, but I feel pretty good right now that you're able to get up, walk, jog, do all of those things. You feel pretty good. And yeah, we want to get to that area once again. And unfortunately, for many of us, we have lost that ability in understanding when we do get full, because we have those habits or programs. I was one of those that eat everything on your plate. And you weren't the one that plated your food, nor did you even have the information as portion sizes, right? So, yeah, we're changing that, right? So start off with that. But I want to give you a general reference here because our program is customized to the individual. So for most moderately active men or males, right, this translates to daily intake about 6 to 8 palms of protein dense foods, 6 to 8 fists of vegetables, 6 to 8 cupped handfuls of carb dense foods, and 6 to 8 thumbs of fat dense foods. Now, generally, or men are bigger than what women are. And so women, we need a little bit less. So we're all in the 4 to 6. Okay. So for most moderately active women, we're going to take in about 4 to 6 palms of protein, 4 to 6 vegetables, 4 to 6 handfuls of carb dense foods, and then 4 to 6 thumbs of fat dense foods. All right. Now, this is a general prescription here. This is not unique to the individual, and I'm going to show you in just a minute what that looks like. For me, I am an instructor, so I teach probably around 10 to 15 classes a week. And I have two daughters and a full family, and I'm always on the go. So my nutrition and what I need, it is a little bit different than someone else that doesn't have that busy of a lifestyle or works out as often as that. So really, we have to set up a nutrition guide just for you. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what that guide would look like. I'm going to go ahead and decrease my screen. And I'm going to show you upon consultation, what will that look like? Before we get into that, here is our website, and it is a little bit different. We are the THE self SELF hyphen ish.com. Okay. So when we're looking at this, we want to make sure that there is a hyphen in there when you're going to our website. So that is available to you. But from here, you can book an appointment with us. Here's a little bit of information about Toby and I. So there's Toby. He's at work right now as I'm giving this presentation, seeing patients. But here's some fitness that you can get into, especially if you want to sign up for personal training or to just take group fitness classes. This will lead you to more of the nutrition coaching stuff, so you can learn a little bit about what that would look like. And then we also have our blog here, so that talks a little bit about why do you need fitness, what the Selfish Life program is about, fats, what are those, what are proteins, all of those various things. Here's a little bit of an exercise video to lift your seat or your rear end. A little bit more about Toby and I, access to our YouTube, to my coaching page, to sign up for our newsletters, as well as our latest blog. So one of the things I want to let you know today, we're really talking about coaching. So if you would like to, you come right to the middle of the page, and it's going to lead you to this page where it's going to talk a little bit about coaching in general. Okay, so if it's performance, if it's just building strength, what are you trying to do? And then just giving you more detailed. What's more important is that you can just contact me, give me that information, and then we set up a time for that initial consultation. Okay, but based off of that initial consultation, you will walk away with our calorie, macro, and portion guide. Okay, and from there, I make this up based off of everything that we discuss. So let's get into a little bit of what this will look like for you. So one, let me go ahead and minimize this a little bit. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Please bear with me. Okay, so I'm going to come straight to this next page. So this information is based on myself. So say for instance, I'm age 40, and I'm a female, 150 pounds, about 5'8". I'm moderately active. As far as my diet, I'm able to eat pretty much anything, but I want to let you know that this program, it can be for vegan. It could be the plant-based eaters. It could be the Mediterranean diet. It can be a low-carb diet. We can go ahead and modify your program based on your dietary preferences. From here, I have 3 meals a day, and then it goes ahead and sets up my macro ratios. All right. But those macro ratios are going to be based on the hand method that I just went over. And then my overall objective with signing up for health coaching is that I just want to improve health or to maintain what I have right now. So this is the initial page, and this comes from the initial consultation and the questionnaire, really helping me create a unique program for you. From there, it gets right into telling me, all right, Jackie, based off of your goals, based off everything that you told me, here's what you need on for your daily dietary needs. All right. So based off of what I put before, I'll show you that again. I just want to improve my health, maintain everything. I need 4 palm sizes of protein a day. All right. They give me the examples on the side. So chicken, tofu, fish, Greek yogurt, right? I need 4 to 6 fist-sized portions of veggies, right? So that's 1 to 2 fists per meal. And so we're looking at spinach, carrots, cauliflower, tomatoes, those kind of things. And then I need 9 cupped handfuls of carbohydrates. And you might be like, dang, that's a lot. But did I tell you I teach anywhere from 10 to 15 classes a week? Those carbohydrates are the first energy source that I am using. So I really need all the carbs I can get. So that's about 3 handfuls per meal. So, but when I'm looking at my carbohydrates, I want those nutrient dense foods, right? So beans, blueberries, sweet potatoes, and oats. All right. And then fats, people are like, well, I try to avoid fats. No, I need the fats, especially based off of the physical activity strengths that I put on my body, right? So I need 11 thumb sizes of portion sizes of healthy fats per day. So we're talking about olive oil, walnuts, guacamole, flaxseed, those kind of things. All right. So let me tell you a little bit what we're going to do. Like I said, as part of the program, we start looking at recipes, right? We want to put it all together. And so through this program, it kind of gives me an idea of what a breakfast would look like, right? So a vegetable omelet with nut butter toast. So maybe 2 palms of eggs, right? So 2 eggs, a fist of onions, peppers, and mushrooms, easy to measure out, right? Slices of toast, I can have up to 3. Whoa, I probably will not eat that much. I would be so full. And then having maybe peanut butter or almond butter or something else to help me out with my fats. Maybe just a handful or a thumbful, a couple of thumbfuls of walnuts there. All right. We can look at super shakes too. So if you are an individual that enjoys taking shakes, especially to supplement your diet, here you go. What I would have for lunch, a grilled pesto chicken wrap, which sounds really good right now. So what I would have on there and so on and so forth, even covering snacks and everything. And we write those programs with you on deciding what you need because we really want you to learn how to do these things. So one day you don't need a coach, that you are able to perform this all on your own. For those that really love the hand method, or sorry, the plate method, this is kind of what it would look like. And you can mix your foods together, but say, for instance, that I had only 1 portion of my protein left. Well, I put that on the plate and then I have my veggies and then I put my fruit on and then 1 thumb of the fat. And as you can see, there's almonds there. Okay, so again, those hands are consistent and will help you out. We have some information in this guide to try to help you meet your targets and how to stay consistent. But better yet, I love this one, is that we actually have the daily portion tracking sheet. So when you are a beginner on your journey, you need intervention. And this is that intervention to make sure that you're doing it every single day. So it has the little dots of how many did you have that day so you can keep track. And this is great because you can just keep it in your purse or with you in a bag or in your back pocket, just fold it up and just make sure that you're getting the amount that's needed every single day. So this is very, very helpful. But better yet, what I really love about this guide is that we're not going to leave you there, right? I'm going to get this down to 1 single page. I don't know why when I present, I like to sing just a little bit. And I am not a great singer. So sorry about that, y'all. Still come to me for coaching, but just not for singing. How about that? All right. So when we're looking at this, we're going to go through the proteins. And so we want to make sure that we're eating more of. And I really work with clients is just to let them know, like, listen, eating is a very emotional thing as well. And what do I mean by that? You know, when I was young and I would smell snickerdoodles in the house, it reminds me of Christmas season, right? I mean, that's when my family would make snickerdoodles, and it brings up those enjoyable memories for me, and it lightens my mood, and it makes me feel really good. Food can do that for you. And what we want to do is not eliminate all foods, like the snickerdoodle. We just want to eat it less often or rarely, right? And so from there, we actually form a list with you. I have a couple of really great activities, but we create a list that are green foods, yellow foods, and red foods. And so when we're looking, green is good. Red is we just want to eat less of it every so often. Let's not make it an everyday thing. And then what'll happen is as you're starting to eat more of the green and yellow foods, the red starts falling off, and then the yellow will start falling off as well. But we want to give this to you, right? So if eat more category is that we want to eat eggs and egg whites, right? We want to eat the fish. We want to eat chicken, minimally processed beef and chicken, and other sources of meats. We want to eat plain Greek yogurt, edamame, tofu, those kind of things. And then if you're on more of a plant-based, lentils and beans working together to give you that proteins. But not all of us are there, right? Some of us really love, Canadian bacon, right? That's on our yellow list, and we want to eat it every so often, or those minimally lean meats. So when you're having homemade tacos, you want to make it with beef, right? We want to eat less of those and eat more of the green list, but it's okay to have something from our yellow list. When we're looking at that for our plant-based eaters, those black bean burgers and traditional veggie burgers, we want to eat less of those as well. And then we also have our red list. And so high fat meats, fried meats, chicken fingers, nuggets, and wings, hot dogs, protein bars. Those are red list items because those are highly processed foods, right? We want to get as minimally processed as possible so our body has the key nutrients to use as fuel. And those are our proteins. So let's head over to carbohydrates. I'm going to move my face. And so our carbohydrates, what we want to eat more, you can kind of take a list of that. Our beans and lentils, still cut oat, rolled in old-fashioned oats, which are really good. There's a lot of great recipes that I give with old-fashioned oats. And we want to eat fresh or frozen fruits, sweet potatoes, all of these things. And then also with our bread, we're not leaving those out. We got to just choose differently on the bread. So we want whole or sprouted grain bagels, breads, English muffins, pastas, and wraps. All right. So eating healthy doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, I got to give up pasta or I got to give up bread. No, we're just choosing the less processed items of that. Okay. We're looking at our yellow list. Flavored yogurt falls in there. Instant or flavored oats. You know, white rice, right? So what would be a better alternative to white rice is, whole grain, black or wild rice, right? But it's okay to have white rice every so often. Vegetable juices, any juices, those are processed. So we want to kind of only eat them some of the time, just not all of the time. And then what we want to eat less of our cereal bars, flavored milks, you know, canned, dried, or pureed fruit with added sugar, less sports drinks unless you need it. I know they put energy drinks here. No bueno. If we can get you eating healthier and on a regular diet here, what we find is that you actually feel like you have a lot of energy, so you don't need that supplement in order to do that. And then also, those other foods that we're going to get through our drive through options. Right, so donuts, fries, chips, candy bars, cookies, ice cream, all of those stuff. Now, we don't need to stop eating them entirely, just every so often to actually consume those. And then let's get into fats, because this is where we have a lot more questions as to what we want to eat. So we want to make sure that we have extra virgin olive oil, walnut oil, cheese. Okay. This is one of the things people are like, you're going to make me give up cheese. No, I love cheese, but we want it greater than 6 months age. Right. You want to eat your egg yolks if you can, as long as the doctor says, hey, there's nothing wrong with your cholesterol or anything like that. We want to start including, and you've probably seen these things and you can't find them in the grocery store, but our chia seed or flax seeds, hemp, pumpkin, and sesame. Those are really, really good for you. Almonds, peanuts, Brazilian nuts. Those are all really good for you. And I know for some of them, they got a bad rap, but really, they're really good for you. And as you can see, based off of what I need 11. I need 11 servings. So I go through this quite a bit. I have a lot of fats, a lot of olive oil that I do. But here are some of the things that we want to eat less of. All right. So when we're looking at this virgin or light olive oil, so some of these things like trail mix and stuff like that, where people are like, oh, this is really healthy. It is, there's some nutrients in there, but not as nutritious as our green list. And then looking at our red list, bacon and sausage, we want to eat that rarely. Butters, margarine, processed cheese, corn oil, all the repeat offenders, right? Not that we have to stop it, right? We just want to eat less of them. So this is a guide. We go through all of this. And then lastly, for vegetables, we want to make sure that we're eating all colors of the rainbow. And the reason for that is that different colors will give you different nutrients and health benefits. All right. One of the things that I love to do, I'm just going to give you this little hint, is that I pick something off of there with the kids, because many times the reason why we don't eat the vegetables is because we don't know how to prepare it. Or, if someone prepared it for us, it didn't taste really well. So I will pick something off this list, or the kids will pick something off the list. And then we go and find a recipe that's going to taste really good. All right. Learn how to prepare it and everything like that. Because yes, if you're eating an eggplant and it's baked with nothing on it, it's probably not going to taste all that great to you. But if you grill it like a pizza and you put some salt and pepper and a little marinara on there, man, it tastes really good. A little bit of olive oil and season it up. Right. So there's different ways to prepare those vegetables, and that will actually really help you. So this is a guide that you'll get. There's some other information to try to help you stay on track, how to adjust your macros, all of that great stuff, and help you attain your goals. So with that, that's pretty much our presentation today. I want to thank you so much for spending your time with me, talking a little about through nutrition and those kind of things. But I'm hoping that just learning a little bit about the portion sizes are going to really help you as well. If you're interested in joining my group, I would love to have you. Toby and I would love to have you. Here's our contact information. You can call me directly. You can book online at The Selfish Life, or you can send us an email, or you can press anywhere on our website and contact us through there. There's a lot of options there. Go read through our blogs, set up your free consultation, right? Just even having that guide will help you to see if you can do it on your own. But if you need any help, I'm here to help. Just want to thank you so much for joining me today. And hey, take some time to take care of self and be the light to others. Thank you so much and have a great day.